Hello everybody, my name is Reacherlup, also known as Reacher. For those of you who don't know me, I am a content creator here on YouTube. I also stream frequently to Twitch, I post to Twitter, I make clips on TikTok, and today we are here to play a very special game. It is a mystery puzzle solving game, as well as a pixel art game, which are two of my favorite concepts put into one. It is Makoto Wakado's case file Trilogy Deluxe. I will link it in my description below. I highly encourage you guys to check it out. I just want to take a moment and say a big thank you to the developer Wakaido for choosing me as a content creator for this game. I am truly excited to help you get this game out there. And without further ado, let's jump in. So press any button to get started. Okay, new game. This game uses an autosave feature. This game is a work of fiction, and a resemblance to real people, companies, and organizations is purely coincidental. That screen went by fairly quick, but not memory. Here, for the little one. Oh, this is cute! Oh, I wonder if there's gonna be color in it. I like it like this. Here, for the little one. You're always so nice. You didn't need to. I do, and you know it. Anyway, see you. Sure, thanks. Was that a friend of yours, Gramps? That's right, he even got you a little gift. Cool, thanks. Hey, won't you tell me another story from your detective days? Why not? Let me think. Remember that murder case I told you about? The Light of Martyrs one? Of course, you never got to catch the culprit, right? Right. But there's more to that story. We found a third victim, and that brought the case to its tragic end. Between 1981 and 1982, two murders took place in K City H Prefecture, Japan. Both murder scenes showed the same gruesome sight. The victim had been decapitated and hung from a telephone pole. The investigation revealed that the two victims had something in common. They were devout members of the same religious group. Getting interesting already. Nevertheless, despite their best efforts, the police was unable to pinpoint the murderer. Until, in 1983, yet another man was found dead under similar circumstances. Juicy. Okay, so it looks like we're here at the crime scene. Oh. Point and click, okay. For clues of the crime scene. Okay, well, we'll talk to this guy first. Kind of just go from one side to the next so I don't miss stuff. Hello. I'm Makoto from the Prefectural Police. I hope I'm saying that right. Prefectural. Looks like it. I'll be in charge of this case. Detective Wakaido, your reputation precedes you. I've already collected some information from the crime scene. Let me know if you need to know anything. Tell me about the victim. Do you know who the poor fella is? We haven't been able to confirm his identity since he is missing his head. We are currently investigating to find out more. Well, you just told me he's missing his head, but... Cause of death? We believe he was strangulated, then decapitated after death. Modus operandi seems to be the same as in those two past murders. The victim was decapitated. Okay. Estimated time of death. What's the estimated time of death? Our best estimate is between yesterday, 11 p.m., and today, 2 a.m. The body was found around 5 a.m. by a fisherman who happened to be passing by. Did they only send you to the scene? No, sir. There's another officer with me. Feel free to ask him for any information as well. I'd better talk to the other cop, too. We got estimated time of death as a new lead. Let's look at the body. Okay, no one wants me to talk to the other police officer first. It looks like it has the amount of clues we found at the top here. Hey, Detective Wakaido, wonderful to see you again. You're on those two other murders as well, right? I'm counting on you. Yes, sir. I will help you however I can. Tell me about the case. So, what do you make of all this? The similarities with the cases from last year and the year before that are obvious. It's either a killer who loves the macabre, or religion could be involved. How should I go about gathering info? You can raise certain pieces of information on your notepad, then you'll be able to ask and find out more about them. Try it out on me, sir. I'll try try raising a piece of info in my notepad, then talking to him again. Did I already click finding clues? Is that what he told me? Oh, yeah, okay. Already did that. Let's go here. Oh, so raise this. The victim was decapitated, and I should be able to talk to him about that. Detective gave me the ghastly case in her hands, the body. Tell me all we know about the victim's body. Yes, sir. Just as in the murders from last year and 2 years ago, the head has been removed. The victim was wearing slacks and a long coat. He was probably in his 40s. Are there any witnesses? One, sir. The fisherman who found the body. We've kept him for questioning. Victim, man, 40s, wearing coat. Okay, let's see. I'm talking about the time of death. Detective, we have... Oh, keep reading that part. Estimated time of death. The murder took place at night, as I take it? That seems to be correct, exactly like in the previous cases. I wonder what these serial murders are all about. Talk to him about the identity. Detective... Oh my god, I just did it again! Okay, what do we know about the victim? Only what we can guess from his clothing. An off-the-rack coat and leather shoes. Both kind of worn out, looks like a salesman and not a terribly successful one. Oh, that's rude. Okay. There is a witness, but can I look at the body? No half-staff to mourn this guy. To examine the body. Suit pants and a long coat, male, somewhere in his 40s. Ain't getting much more info from this. It's fair, his head is gone. The body is hanging from a telephone pole. I don't see any other of the victim's belongings around. Can I get anything? No. Okay, so let's go talk to the witness. Officer, I love the way this guy talks. Officer, I don't see the whole thing. I'd like to know more about that. What you saw. What exactly did you see? I come by every morning for fish at night, but today I took... But today I done hear some heckin' noise, so I gone take me a look. And out of nowhere comes a black stuff and rushing past like mad. I say, what's the swaying thing? So I take me one better look, and it's some dead folk. That done set the old heart racing, let me tell ya. Let's talk about the black something. What was the black thing you saw? Ain't needless to say, being dark around and all. But it was pretty heckin' big. Must have been a man, tell you that much. Looked to me like he was fiddling with something. There was a man at the crime scene. Okay. Let's see. I can go and examine the body with the man at the crime scene that I found. No how. I swear to God, I'm gonna keep doing that. Okay. Examine more thoroughly. What's this? His coat pocket is bulging. But there's nothing inside? Somebody must have taken whatever was in it. I'd better ask the local cops. Okay. Detective Wakaido, we were waiting for you, sir. Already read that part too. The victim's belongings. Looks like something was taken out of the victim's pocket. Yes, sir. I was just informed of this. Forensics found something that belonged to the victim. It's a matchbox from a bar called Bacchanal. Bacchanal? Let's go with Bacchanal. The victim probably visited that location shortly before his death. We got a new lead, which is a matchbox from a bar. Is this just like a blood splatter? Oh, there's a symbol drawn in blood. Let's see if I can talk to anybody about that one. Oh, I can talk to 2 people, okay. Symbol. That symbol on the road, have you seen it before? I think there's some religious cult that uses a similar one. Okay, so that's clear. We have to talk to the witness about the symbol. The road sign. You know anything about the symbol on the road sign? It's got my knees shaking is all I know. That's some cursed stuff you got there. Oh wait. Deduce. Let's deduce. I guess time to put together all the info I got. We couldn't confirm the victim's identity. Why is that? Oh, because his head was missing. The victim was decapitated. Yes, difficult to find who someone is when they're missing their head. Okay, so I guess I have to connect the points to, like, information. We know little about the victim, but at least we got enough for a generic description. What kind of person was he? He was a man in his 40s. Victim, man, 40s, wearing coat. Right, a man in his 40s wearing suit pants and a long coat. We also have a witness who could be a potential suspect. Who's our witness? A man at the crime scene? The fisherman? A man at the crime scene? The fisherman's testimony could prove a useful lead. Is this... Oh, hold on. We don't know the first thing about the culprit. All we can do is retrace the victim's steps. Thankfully, we got 2 clues on the crime scene. One is the symbol of a religious cult. The other is a piece of evidence that hints to a location the victim recently visited. What was that again? The matchbox. Wait. Yeah, the matchbox. Matchbox from a bar. Exactly. Time to hit the bar for a round of questions. What is this? Oh, that's just my settings. I can say so far that I really enjoy this part, like connecting the clues to the information. I am kind of curious what will happen if I get it wrong, but I don't want to purposely get it wrong, so I guess we'll see if at any point, you know, we make a mistake. But I am very good at investigating, so we'll see. So we discovered the bar. I scrapped the info I'm not going to need anymore. Let's go to the bar. Barb Connell. To everybody here. May I? What do you need, handsome? We aren't open yet. The murder. There's been a murder close by. Have you seen anyone shady around? Ha, that's how I describe most of our clientele. And we get new customers every day, so... Some news. I am working. I'm on the job right now. Okay. Welcome. We aren't open yet, though. Detective Wakaido, police. I have a few questions. Police officer, mine is a reputable and entirely legal establishment. Tell me about the murder. There's been a murder close by. Noticed anything out of the ordinary? Murder, huh? Around these parts, we just call it Wednesday. I'm always holed up in here, but I doubt I saw anything that could help you. Suspicious customers. The victim had a matchbox from your bar. Know anything about that? Don't reckon I do. I value my customers' privacy. I can't just go and run my mouth about everything you see here. Please find yourself someone else to bother. Can't imagine saying something like that to the police. The barkeep will collaborate. That makes you suspicious, sir. I can talk to the bartender about him not. What's the deal with that barkeep? He's a bit cold, I know. I hear money's a bit tight. Maybe he'll warm up to you if you order something expensive. Barkeep is broke. Found a new lead. Okay. I can order alcohol, I guess? But I'm drinking. I mean, I'm working. You know what? Give me a whole bottle. Oh, with pleasure. Thank you for your patronage. Let me know if I can help you with anything, officer. Well, yeah, you can. You can, you know, talk to me about murder. The reason why I'm here. Tell me about the man with the matchbox. Tell me about the guy who took the matchbox. The matchbox, huh? Oh, right. He was half of a strange couple of guys. One with a long coat and another with a weird robe on him. They kept to themselves, were chatting to each other the whole time. Makoto was sitting next to them, so maybe she caught something? Makoto? That would be the Missy sitting over there. Doesn't run the place or anything, she's just an employee. Okay. Talk to her about the 2 suspicious guests. Wearing a robe like a bathrobe? The shady guy's appearance. What did the 2 men look like? Do you remember their faces? What kind of people they were? Anything? Not really. Oh, now that I think about it, the man in the long coat looked like your average salesman. The other one looked like a wizard or something. Seriously, he was wearing a robe and had this long beard. Believe me, he was so creepy. Just thinking about him is giving me the chills. Okay, so one was a wizard. Kind of a conversation. What were the two men talking about? I wouldn't know. They were kind of whispering to each other. The bearded one with the robe did most of the talking. The one with the coat was hanging from his lips. What? Did I read that right? And then the coat guy said he'd drunk enough for the night and he should go back to his hotel. The only hotel near here is Toyo, so I think that's the one he was talking about. Okay, I found a new location. Just as fine. Oh, I have 4 out of 8 new leads. But it doesn't look like there's anything else here, so do I... Oh, I can move. Yeah, okay, so let's go to the hotel. I like the way they have the locations lined up like that, too. We got a CCTV. Is that what they're called? They have cameras. Maybe the CCTV recorded something useful. So I got CCTV cameras. See if there's anybody I can talk to this guy. Hello, sir. Welcome to the Toyo Hotel. Detective Wakaido, police. I want to ask about a murder that took place last night. Oh, you're with the police? I'll be happy to help you, officer. Anything suspicious? Did you notice anything suspicious? That's a very broad question. We welcome many guests here throughout the day, so... Are you looking for anyone in particular? A wizard and a salesman. Did you see a couple of men coming here together? One was wearing a long coat, and the other... Oh wait, no. The long coat was the salesman. And the other one something like a robe. That's the wizard. I think we do have a guest who often wears a long coat. A long-term guest at that. His name was, yes, Mr. Ada. However, he did not come back to the hotel last night. I'm afraid I do not know anything about the man in the robe, however. The coat man equals Ada. Got a new lead. Okay. Click on the computer. It's the receptionist's computer. How do I use this? Please enter the information you want to search for. Can I talk to the... Oh, I can talk to him about that. The CCTV. Can you show me the CCTV tape? Certainly. Please give me a minute. These are yesterday's images. You can see the man in the coat leaving the hotel. It looks like he's meeting with someone, but it doesn't show who that is. Not clearly. Middle-aged man with a long coat. That's our guy. So we got a photo of Coat Man's face. Okay. Okay, I can look up Ada on the computer. Mr. Ada. Can you look up Ada and tell me his address? Yes, please wait. Do you just like talk to this computer and it just like spits out the information? Like, Echo, look up Ada's location.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Information found. His home address is not far from here. Why do you stay long-term in a hotel then? Ada's house is near the hotel. Okay. I have 8 out of 8. Okay, we can deduce again. I really love this part. Time to put together all the info I got. I retraced the victim's steps to the bar and hotel. I got witnesses at the bar who saw a man taking a matchbox. Who did the barkeep see on the night of the murder? A man with a long coat sitting with a weird man. Weird man. 2 suspicious guests. That's right. The victim wasn't alone. The barkeep said he was there with someone. I feel really nervous about selecting. Ow, my arm. Ow. I feel really nervous about selecting the wrong answer. After I got enough info from the bar, I visited the hotel. There, I found the name that most likely belongs to the victim. What is the presumed victim's name? Ada. Coat man equals Ada. Coat man equals Ada? Yes, the receptionist told me the man in the coat is called Ada. At the bar, they told me about the man who was there with the victim. How did this potential suspect look? He was wearing a robe and a long beard. Man with robe and long beard. The people at the bar told me of a man with a robe and long beard. I don't know if that was right, I assume it was. What I still can't figure out is why Ada was staying at the hotel. Why is it so weird for him to stay there? Because he lives very nearby. Ada's house is near the hotel. His own home is very close to the hotel. Now that I know his address, I'd better go and check his house. We're making progress. I scrapped the info. I'm not gonna need anymore. Can I keep walking to see how many locations there are? Okay, well, lots, so I'm gonna turn back. Ida's apartment. Oh, this is I thought that was me. I don't think I look like that. Detective Wakaido, police. I'm investigating a murder. I need to see Ida's apartment. Oh, sure you do, sure. Go and look, sweetie. Oh dear, wait, did you say murder? Is Ada alright? I've been worried about him, you know. It's been a few days since I last saw him. Tell me about Ada. What can you tell me about Ada, the man who lives here? Oh, Ada, he's a nice fellow. Nice and neat, yes. He couldn't get on anyone's wrong side if he tried. I think I see blood over here. Ma'am? Ma'am? He couldn't get anyone's wrong side if he tried. Aren't these apartments rented? Oh no, we all own ours. Ada and his missus have been living here for, what, 10 years now? Lovely woman she is. Ada's been so gloomy since she was hospitalized. Poor soul. I wonder why she was hospitalized. And Ada's in the hospital. Okay. Ada's workplace. Where does Ada work? His wife told me it's, Makoto Sales Agency, was it? Near the station, that is. Makoto Sales. I see blood, but I'm gonna ask her about anything that I can ask her about first. Tell me about the robed man. Did you happen to see a man with a long beard and a robe? Oh, I sure did. That was on the last day I saw Ada, come to think of it. A robe and a beard, can you imagine? That's so proper folk, not at all. The apartment manager saw the suspect too. Where did the robed man go? You know who the man in the robe is? You know about the Light of Martyrs cult, don't you, officer? They're followers. They'd come and reach to our doors, too. That fellow with the robe must be their head priest. I've seen his face before. On telly, was it? We got Light of Martyrs. Clue. Photo of Cultman's face. Is this Ada? Is the man in this picture Ada? Oh yes, no mistake. That's Ada, alright. So the victim is Ada. I mean, there is blood in this apartment, so I figured either, you know, Ada killed someone or was the victim. Ada's house is near the hotel. Looks like Ada was staying long term at the Toyo, the hotel near the station. Last month, was it? Ada told me he wanted to sell his apartment, out of the blue that was. I figured that maybe, you know, his missus had passed, so I didn't pry any further, no siree. He must have sold all his furniture, you know, so maybe that's why he was staying at the hotel. Ada was going to sell his house, huh? That would explain why he was staying at the hotel. Ada was selling his house. Okay, I think we got all of the things we can talk to her about for now. Yes. But, the blood. The blood. Yes. Let me click on it. Okay, I can't. I'll click over here. What do we have here? Would you look at this? Examine the scene. There's barely any furniture in here. Examine the plastic sheet. The plastic sheet kind of contained it, but there's a ton of blood. The victim got decapitated here. This is a crime scene if I ever saw one. Murder took place at Ada's. Examine the kitchen. The murderer must have washed his bloody hands here. I guess that's what that is. Examine the saw. A bloodstained saw. This must have been through the victim's neck. It's no cheapo saw either. Brand stock. There can't be that many stores carrying it. Head was cut off with a saw. Okay, so can I talk to her about the saw? I'm really curious how she didn't notice, like, you know, all of that blood. Shops with saws. Is there any hardware store nearby? Oh yes, that there is, sure is. That one. You know the one? No, I don't. Cat's Hand, was it? With the kitten logo. They sell this and that and tools to hardware stuff. I guess we go to the hardware store. Shop. I really love the storyline of this. I love the art, and I love how like there's only a little bit of color. I really like the way they did this. Okay, I can read the side. General store, cat sand. Okay. There are a few kinds of saws on display. There's so many brands. Search for a saw. The saw I found on the murder scene. It was a shark brand saw, I believe. Something between the shelves. What's this? Head priest pendant. Okay. Look at the cash register. That's the register. It's full of copies of receipts. Examine the register. Hey, don't mess with the register, okay? Talk to you. Welcome. Detective Wakaido. I'm investigating a murder case. Detective. Murder? Whew, that's a lot. Happy to help if I can. Saw. Do you sell saws here? We sure do. Anything from small DIY tools to professional woodworking instruments. They're on that shelf over there. Well, I just looked at the shelf. Okay. Man with long beard and robe. Did a man with a robe and a long beard come here? A robe and a long beard. Ah, right. He was here yesterday. He bought a saw, a plastic sheet, and some other stuff. He did buy the saw. Did you see this picture of Ada? Do you know the man in this picture? I might be wrong, but I think it's a customer who's been here a few times. Why? Was he involved in that murder case? Did the man from the picture come here yesterday? No, I don't think he did. Still, I could be wrong. Talk about the Light of Martyrs cult. Do you know about the cult called Light of Martyrs? Don't know about any cults, but that name does ring a bell. Must have read it on the receipt or something. Know your name? Saw brand shark. Who bought this saw? Has anyone bought one of these saws recently? Shark saws? I've sold quite a few even just in the last few days. Do you have a list of the buyers? Nay, no such thing. I found this on the floor between the shelves. Do you know it? What's that? I've never seen it before. What can you tell me about the man with the robe? I remember he bought a bunch of stuff. A saw, plastic sheet, duct tape, a pretty suspicious set of items, come to think of it. Well, yeah, that is a very suspicious set of items. Oh, I can look at the... Okay, look at the register with familiar name. Thus, the register is full of copies of receipts. Examine the receipts. What's this? This receipt says Religious Association, Light of Martyrs. Receipt to Light of Martyrs. This receipt. Do you remember about this receipt? Who made the purchase? Oh, that one, right. It was the guy wearing a robe. I didn't tell me that before, but okay. The deuce. Time to put together all the info I got. Imagine it's not even like the robed man who killed Ada. Imagine it's actually the robed man who died. And they just put like Ada's clothes on him. Plot twist. Time to put together all the info I got. While retracing the steps of the man with the coat, I found out the victim's identity. Who was he? Ada. Right? The victim is Ada. The victim is Ada. Even the apartment manager confirmed it. She recognized the man in the picture taken by the hotel's CCTV. It's safe to assume that the man with the coat is Ada. Now, the victim was killed and decapitated, but where did this happen? In Ada's apartment. Murder took place at Ada's. Ada's home showed evidence of a murder taking place. The evidence shows that the murder happened at Ada's home. I found the saw that was used to decapitate the victim, and I learned more about the bearded man with the robe. What organization did he belong to? The Light of Martyrs? I don't know if I'm supposed to choose the receipt, though, or if I'm supposed to just choose the cult, Light of Martyrs. I'm gonna go with the receipt because, yeah. Receipt to Light of Martyrs. But does that really make sense? I should think it through again. Okay, so if I get it wrong, it just makes me choose again. Okay. Religious cult. What? Yes. The murder took place at Ada's home. The bearded man at the robe. What organization did he belong to? Oh, I chose this is what I meant to choose. Cult Light of Murders. I finally found out who the rogue man is. Okay. The saw used to decapitate the victim was purchased from the general store Cat's Hand. And in the store, I found some evidence bringing together the Light of Martyrs cult and the robed man who bought the saw, which was the receipt. Receipt to Light of Martyrs. The Light of Martyrs is involved in this murder. There's probably no doubt about that. But I still can't see the connection between the cult and Ada. I should go and visit his workplace. Okay, so I can go visit Ada's workplace. I scrapped the info I'm not gonna need anymore. Ada's workplace. I'm guessing this is his boss. Who are you? Detective Wakaido, police. I'm here to ask about a Mr. Ada. I've heard you work here? Why would the police want to know about Ada? I'd like to know more about Ada, your employee. He used to be a very diligent, straight-laced fellow. Used to be? Just recently, he suddenly turned in his resignation. I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen. Said he'd got a call to faith or something. Maybe he, like, joined the cult? Receptionist? Detective Wakaido, I'm with the police. Can I ask you a few questions about Ada? Mr. Ada, is he alright? Please tell me what you know about Ada. He worked hard, but he never stood out much. And since his wife is hospitalized, he's been showing up less and less. That's everything that I can... Okay. I can find out why Miss Ada's in the hospital. I don't know. I'm really curious about that. Did Ada ever tell you anything about his wife? Last year, I think it was, he told me she'd been hospitalized, pretty serious condition, and the treatment was going to cost him an arm and a leg. Every day after work, he'd go and see her at the state hospital. Okay, I don't know why she's in the hospital yet, other than it was serious. Did Ada ever talk about his wife? Did he? He loved her so much he barely talked about anything else. And once she got hospitalized, you could see how much that got to him. It was a sorry sight. Ada was very attached to wife. Talking about the cult. The Light of Martyrs. Do you know about a cult called Light of Martyrs? That's the cult Ada was a member of, right? I've heard rumors about their beliefs. I thought it would be better to keep my distance. Mr. Ada was convinced that donating his house to the cult would cure his wife of her illness. Sounds like a huge scam if you ask me. So Ada was a follower of the Light of Martyrs and he donated his house. You know about the cult called Light of Martyrs? That's the one that got Ada, isn't it? That's pretty much all I know about it. Ada might have been murdered. A man has been murdered, and that man is very likely to be Ada. What? Ada? He was never the type to get involved in anything like that. What about trouble in the workplace? Any run-ins? Absolutely not. I missed that. Ada was kind of affable. He steered clear of any kind of trouble. If anything, everybody was grateful for him. Who'd hold a grudge against someone like that? But Ada was liked in the workplace. man has been murdered, and that man is very likely to be Ada. That Mr. Ada? But why? He was such a good man, maybe too good to even see the evil in other people. But murdered, I'm at a loss for words. Ada's house. I've heard that Ada was going to sell his apartment. Did you know about this? Yes, I thought he needed to pay for his wife's treatment. But the rumors here said that he wanted to donate it all to that cult of his. Interesting. Have you ever seen this symbol? What about this? Seen it before? It's not exactly like that, but all members of the cult wear a similar pendant. Have you ever been to their church? Ada invited me to one of their meetings once. I ended up not going, but I should still have a flyer with the address. Ooh, that's helpful. Okay, can I have it, please? Can I have the flyer? Do I just move? Did I get the location? Oh, I can go to the hospital, but I still need... I feel like I'm not done in the workplace. I feel like I missed something because I didn't get the flyer with the address. Oh, I'm pretty sure I got all the info I can from here. Okay, cool. That answered my question for now. Let's go to the hospital and find out what's happening to Miss Ada. She probably doesn't know her husband's been murdered. Can I help you? Detective Wakaido, I'm with the police. I believe there is a Miss Ada here. I need to talk about her husband. Oh, Ada, she's staying with us, yes. Is there anything I should know about? I'd like to hear about Miss Ada's husband. Since she's been staying with us, her husband has come to see her every single day, but he hasn't showed up yesterday. Apparently he's not answering her calls either. He's very worried. Well, she probably should be. Detective Wakaido, police. Are you Miss Ada? Did anything happen to my husband? Ada's recent behavior. Have you noticed anything abnormal in your husband's behavior as of late? For one thing, he's been looking really stressed out for the past few weeks. He used to come see me every day, but now he won't even answer my calls. Is he alright? Okay, well... let's find out why she's in the hospital if I can. No. Yes, her illness. Miss Ada's illness. Tell me about Miss Ada's illness. If left untreated, she would die within a year. She needs to be hospitalized and receive constant medical attention. Insurance doesn't cover this kind of treatment, so it's bound to be expensive. It's badly ill, but you didn't tell me why, or like what's going on. Light of Martyrs cult. Do you know anything about a cult called Light of Martyrs? I've heard the name, yes, but that's as much as I know. Are you familiar with the cult called Light of Martyrs? I've never even heard about it. What does that have to do with my husband anyway? So you didn't know your husband was in... I am scared to tell her that the victim was Ada. I feel really bad. Ada might have been murdered. I'm mortified, ma'am, but it's very likely that your husband has been murdered. What? That's impossible. Why would anyone murder him? He never hurt a fly. Oh, I expected more. I want to know what her condition is. Ada might have been murdered. It is very likely that Mr. Ada has been murdered. Really? That's most unfortunate. Who's going to pay for his wife now? Well, at least you care about your patients getting treatment. I don't fucking look at it that way. Ada meant to sell his home. Have you heard about his plans to sell the house? Not one word. I leave all money matters to him. Ada was very attached to you. Your husband was known by his colleagues for how much he loved you. I see. He put everything on the line for my sake. I don't understand how this could happen to him. Well, now you're about to find out about the cult. Thing is, he was a member of that cult. If he was, I'm sure he'd have told me. The wife didn't know he was in a cult. Okay. Wanted to give the house to the cult. Ada meant to donate his home, so I assume that his plans to donate the house to the cult is news to you as well. I can't believe he'd ever do something like that. A lady of favors. Oh, maybe I can find out why she's badly ill, or like what it is. The treatment expenses. And they've been paying for it? Yes, so far Mr. Ada has been paying all bills on time without fail. And what if he stops? Then I'm afraid we'd have to discharge her. Okay. Medical bills too much for Ada. How are you paying for treatment? How are you paying for your treatment? My husband always took care of it. He even bought life insurance just in case. All for my sake. Okay. The deuce. Okay, so I am surprised with the amount of information that was left out from Miss Ada, because he was known to like love her so much and be very attached to her. And yeah, I feel like there's a really big plot twist that I don't see that's gonna be coming, so time to put together all the info I got. I got a clearer picture of Ada's situation prior to the murder. At his workplace, he was seen as a good, diligent man. The one thing troubling was his wife's illness. What about this was he concerned about? That she was really ill? Miss Ada is badly ill. But does that really make sense? No? Okay. Was it the money? Medical bills? Yes, his wife needs constant medical attention to stay alive. Paying for this treatment must have been a huge toll on Ada's finances. Talking to his colleagues made something else clear. Ada got involved with a cult and started showing up less frequently at work. He'd become convinced that faith could save his wife. He even handed a cult flyer to that same colleague. How is he involved with the Light of Martyrs cult? He wanted to gift his house to them? No, that is not it. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm not as good at like deciphering as I thought I was. He was a follower. Even at his work, it was no secret that Ada was a cult member. In light of his wife's illness, faith was probably the only straw he could grasp at. Ada was known for how much he loved his wife. He visited her at the hospital every single day after work. His wife's testimony makes me think the two spoke a lot during those visits. But there was something that he never told her about. What did he keep his wife in the dark about? That he was in the cult. Oops. All his colleagues knew that he was in the cult, but his wife didn't. Most likely, he didn't want her to worry. Okay. Ada was planning to sell his house. I had assumed he'd use the proceeds to pay for his wife's medical bills, but I was wrong. What was he planning to do with the house? Donate it to the cult. He wanted to gift his house to the cult. Ada probably felt like he was in the middle of a long, dark tunnel, and the light he saw at the end of it was the Light of the Martyrs. It's pretty clear they're involved somehow. I missed that again. I need to stop clicking. I probably need to get to the bottom of it or something. Cult church. I scrapped the info I'm not going to need anymore. So let's go to the cult church. I still want to know what is wrong with this Ada, but I don't know if I'll ever find out. A priest, possibly? May the light of the martyrs shine. Welcome to the church of the Light of Martyrs. If you wish to be enlightened about our faith, feel free to ask me. What is the Light of Martyrs? What do people believe in? We of the Light of Martyrs believe in the spirit of self-sacrifice. Sacrificing oneself is the key that will lead humanity to its next stage. Who's the head priest? Who's the head priest of this church? Our head priest is the Venerable Sada, the first martyr. Okay, what's the first martyr? What do you mean by first martyr? Right as the world was falling into darkness, the Venerable Sada became a martyr. He decapitated himself and, through the sacrifice, rescued the world. I wonder if he also decapitated himself trying to become a martyr. Like Ada. Okay. We all owe our lives to him. Religious beliefs, self-decapitation. This is starting to sound a little bit like Rimworld. Okay. A long beard and a robe. Is this the head priest? Okay. Talk to this person. Can I ask you something? May the light of martyrs shine. The spirit of self-sacrifice will change the world. I guess not. Is this the man with the robe over here? May the light of martyrs shine. Self-sacrifice, yes. If you sacrifice yourself, any wish can come true. Who are you? So maybe Ada was sacrificing himself for his wife. To try and, like, maybe give, like, her his life or his health? Are you a member of this cult too? Of course I am. Since I joined the Light of Martyrs, everything in my life has started going well. Everything. Coming to church every day is what has made me as happy as I am. Got any wish granted? Got any wish granted while you were here? I sure did. My parents, who come from a long line of Verticians, were constantly pressuring and abusing me, and I wished for them to stop. But as soon as I sacrificed a finger from my right hand, all of the abuse stopped. This is the power of self-sacrifice. You sacrificed your finger? Exactly. It was the Venerable Sada, the Martyr of Miracles himself, who cut off my right index finger. Oh my gosh. It was the greatest of honors. This is getting real juicy. Finger juicy. May the light of martyrs shine. I am the Lesser Grand Priest. Let me know if you wish to join us or to make a donation. You're asking for donations? We never ask for anything. Our followers simply decide to sacrifice themselves and their belongings out of their own volition. Self-sacrifice opens the path to understanding the world's truth. Sacrifice everything and you, too, may be blessed with the Venerable Sada's sacred light. I want to meet the head priest. I want to meet this Sada, the head priest. The head priest left yesterday and he has not returned yet. He said he was seeking new places where to sacrifice his venerable self. I am afraid he will not be back anytime soon. So Sada has no alibi. Okay. Photo of Coatman's face. I'll talk to these two people about it. I think it's these two. May the light of martyrs shine. Show me this picture. This man is called Ada. Have you ever seen him? I have, yes. He wasn't that consistent with his visits at the church, however. But I have seen him talk with both the Venerable Sada and the Lesser Grand Priest. So Ada spoke with the cult leaders. May the light of martyrs shine. Show me this picture. This man is called Ada. Have you ever seen him around here? We are visited daily by droves of followers wishing to see the Venerable Sada. It's difficult to say. I feel like it's not that difficult. Okay, so I can talk to you, and the guy at the front about this one. This is the pendant. The dropped pendant. Does this belong to your church? Where did you find this? This is a symbol from the Light of Martyrs. I am positive that it is ours. However, it's slightly different than the ones we wear. Could it be the head priest's? Well, the pendant is Sada's. The dropped pendant. Have you ever been to a shop called Cat's Hand? I do not visit any indecent shops. Okay, why is it indecent? The dropped pendant. Do you know this pendant? Did somebody drop that? I'm afraid it's not mine. The robed man bought a saw. Oh wait, is that you? I think that might be you. No, okay. It's probably the secondary priest or whatever he called himself. Assistant priest. You're all involved in a murder. See this receipt? This proves your cult is involved in a murder case. Your cult ain't praying its way to this one, bud. Catch my drift? You foolish heretic, you do not understand the venerable Sada. He does what must be done, nothing more and nothing less. He would never murder someone. Be gone, stop lying. Are you going to arrest us all? I've done nothing. I know nothing. Tell me where Sada is. Tell me where Sada is. I have no way to contact him. All we can do is keep sacrificing ourselves and praying until his much awaited safe return. I was so worried that I personally visited his house, but he wasn't there. Religious beliefs, self-decapitation. Did I talk to you about that one? This guy. I think it's this guy. It also might be the guy at the front. Yeah, I think it's the guy at the front. Their hair is only like slightly different. He cut off his own head. Let me get this straight. The head priest saved the world by cutting off his own head. Precisely. He has saved all of us by decapitating himself twice in the past. You can't be serious. Say what you will. I missed that. Hold on. I want to go back and see that. Say what you will, but I have seen the venerable Sada with his head cut off with my very own eyes. It was a dreadful sight to witness, but then he came back to life. A priest portrait. Who's this portrait of? Who's the person in the portrait on the wall? That's the very first martyr, the vulnerable Sada. Testimony, Ada spoke with cult leaders. That's this guy. Made a light of Mershai. You spoke with Ada. One of your followers said that he's seen you and Sada talk to Ada. The head priest and I? Oh yes, I remember now. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Mr. Ada wanted to donate his house and make a special sacrifice, so I introduced him to the venerable Sada. Finally, a link between the two. It was very passionate as he spoke to the head priest. They even left the church together yesterday. Sada met Ada on the day of the murder. They left together on the day of the murder, and Sada hasn't come back yet. Okay, it looks like I got everything deduced. Time to put together all the info I got. The man who's been seen in and around the crime scene with a long beard and a robe. Who was he? Sada. Sada, the head priest. Apparently it's not Sada, head priest? The man who's been seen in and around the crime scene with a long beard and a robe. It was Sada. Oh, Sada, long beard, robe, okay. The man was Sada, head priest of Light of Martyrs. His cult believes in salvation through self-sacrifice, and their gruesome, absurd belief is self-decapitation. The cult's doctrine is centered around self-sacrifice. Saving the world by cutting your head off? What a joke. They're most likely involved in this case, and in the 2000 murders as well. Oh, you know what? I wonder if he's cutting off the head of other people, because they said there was 2 murders in the past, and the guy at the front of the church just said that he had self-decapitated himself twice in the past, so maybe he is cutting off the head of other people, taking that head to make it look like himself, so that it appears that he has decapitated himself. In order to, you know, encourage cult behaviors. One of the cult's followers said that he'd seen Sada and Ada talk with each other, and I've also found solid proof of Sada's involvement in this case at that general store. What's that piece of proof? The pendant? This pendant belonged to Sada. He must have dropped it while he was shopping for the saw. And I even got a testimony regarding what he did on the day of the murder. What was that? He left with... Ada spoke with the cult leaders. No, okay, that's not it. He left with him. Theta met Ada on the day of the murder. I've got enough evidence to prove that the murderer was Sada. Now I only need to arrest him and get a confession. Let's check out the cliff over there. Just casually hanging out on a cliff. I scrapped the info I'm not going to need anymore. Maybe now we get to meet Seda. Maybe he's setting up this whole... Ooh, we're at the last location. Maybe he's setting up like this whole like murder or like self-decapitation scene right now at the cliff. Don't really know what led me to the cliff, but that's okay. Oops. When his wife was hospitalized, Ada turned to the Light of Martyrs for help. And that cult's belief is that self-sacrifice can grant wishes. Ada must have thought that by quitting his job and donating his house, he could save his wife. That's how Seda, the head priest, does it. He preys on the weak and their suffering. There's a good chance those other two murders are linked to this as well. Huh, what's that? Seda. Is he carrying something? Seda, it's over. End of the line. And who are you? Detective Wakaido, police. And you're Seda, head priest of the Light of Martyrs, I presume. Police, I see. It is over, you say. You have followed my steps all this way, and you still don't understand? You see me now as I have worked my third miracle and once again defeated death. Third miracle? I'd call that a third murder. You used Ada's weakness to make him donate his house and buy life insurance, then you killed him. You cut off his head and showed off his body to make it look like a miracle. You needed him to die for the insurance money, didn't you? You say all that as if you knew it to be true. There are witness testimonies detailing your every move since you left the church with Ada. And the symbol you drew near his body, that was to link it to your phony miracle. You instructed the lesser grand priest on what to say to buy yourself time after the murder. You were seen at the bar, and near Ada's apartment. And how do you explain this receipt from Cat's hand? Is his holiness into woodworking? What's that supposed to mean? It is the lesser grand priest who makes all purchases for the church. That ain't flying. Look here. See this pendant with the cult symbol on it? I found it at the Cat's hand near the shelf with the saws. It's not like the other members. It's yours. That beard, that robe, and that pendant? So much for your saint costume. You made yourself one easy to remember suspect, Seda. You probably used your followers to create alibis for you until now, but your luck's running out this time. I have worked miracles. No, Seda, what you did is kill people. Even as we speak, there are lost souls out there who need to know of self-sacrifice to be saved. Spare me the sermon. You tricked all those schmucks into giving you money, but it won't work on me. You foolish man who cannot believe in miracles. I will show you one right now. Wait, Seda. I'm ready to sacrifice myself to save the world. Wait, stop. I am the savior. With my sacrifice, I will redeem the world. Seda! Seda, no. Seda, wait. Oh. Right after saying that, Seda jumped off the cliff. Did Seda get away? Beats me. Best I could do was getting him cornered. Shucks. I failed to get justice for Ada and I couldn't even catch the prime suspect. All I could do was look down from the cliff while clenching my fist around Seda's pendant. Wasn't much of a story, huh? Sorry to bore you. Now wanna head home? Wait a second. What's wrong? There are a couple of things about your story that don't sit right with me. Gramps, you're lying, aren't you? Is he Seda? Well, what are you talking about, Makoto? Sorry, but I don't want to go home while all my doubts are still stuck in a maze. I, Makoto Wakaido, will solve this mystery. Oh, so now I'm the kid. Time to put together all I know. Ooh, this is the twist. What is it about my story that's bugging you? Well, it's difficult to put into words. What you told me is believable, but there are a couple of weird turns. And what would those be? The first one is the pendant. When you first found that pendant, what did you call it? The golden pendant? Is that really so? No, it wasn't the golden pendant. The cult's pendant. priest pendant. Yeah, you said it was a head priest pendant. And I was right, wasn't I? You were, or rather you turned out to be, but when you just found it in the shop, you had no way of knowing who it belonged to. Fair point. Granted, but what of it? That inconsistency made me realize something. I thought that maybe you were trying to set up a misdirection. What do you mean, misdirection? You know, like in mystery novels, you were leading me to an explanation that was plausible but wrong. What? It all makes more sense this way. My theory is that you were pretending to investigate. In reality, you were setting up clues. Why in the world would I do that? Because you already knew the truth. That's what I think. And there's one more thing about the pendant that doesn't make sense. And what's that? When you showed the pendant around while questioning people, they all responded in the same way. They said they'd never seen it. Right, several witnesses said they'd seen a man wearing a robe, but none of them mentioned having seen the pendant. Are you saying that the pendant didn't belong to him? That's not quite right either. I think that he was wearing it, but that his long beard covered it and nobody could see it. Now, where did you really find the pendant? Ada's house? What? That's the only explanation. There's only one way you could have seen the pendant normally hidden by Sada's beard, and that's when his head had been cut off. Huh? So you're saying, yes, the truth is, Sada was murdered. Right, Sada wasn't the culprit. Ada, who tried to pass off as the victim, was the real murderer. Gramps, Ada was alive the whole time. Makoto, you got something in you, something special. I'm sorry I lied to you. You're right, Ada's still alive. Will you tell me what really happened? You're too bright for me lies. Aight, champ. There's the twist. And I think I mentioned earlier in the video that might have been what happened. Something like it was actually Ada, or it was actually the other guy who'd been murdered. Remember that this happened in the 80s. Scientific investigation wasn't as precise back then. After the second cult follower murder, the head office wanted to end things quickly without wasting time looking for suspects. Wouldn't surprise me if Flight of Mars was pulling their strings. Those were bleak days. I ignored the brass and started investigating on my own. I set my sights on the Light of Martyr's head priest, Sada, and started following him. It just so happened that he found himself a new lamb to sacrifice. His name was Ada. The two walked together into Ada's house. I was right outside listening. All of a sudden, I heard fighting. What else could I do? I broke in. What's going on? You... Sada! You're Ada, aren't you? What happened here? I made a terrible mistake. As I was finishing up the papers to donate my house, this man attacked me out of the blue. I fought back, lost control, and ended up strangling him. And who are you? I'm a police detective. I was following Sada. I guess this is as much following as I'm gonna get done. A detective? Does that mean I'm under arrest? I don't care what happens to me, but if I go to prison, who will look after my wife? Please, won't you at least help her? Tell me about her situation. Ada's story filled me with sympathy. I swore I'd help his wife, and I did so, betraying both the police and the world at large. We set Sada up. We made it look like Ada had been killed, while Sada was still alive. We cut off Sada's head with the new saw we bought from the general shop. That's when I found the pendant. I pretended I'd found it during the investigation. Ada and I parted ways at the cliff, and after letting him go, I wrote a false report. I used his insurance money to pay for his wife's medical bills while protecting their secret. But that's how it really went. I'm really sorry I tried to fool you. I've been fooling everyone for so long now. Gramps, did Miss Ada ever get well? She did. Her husband and I were able to see her final moments just a few days ago. They told me they were grateful for the years I afforded them. They lived them modestly, but in peace. I see. So that friend of yours from earlier must have been Ada. Can't hide anything from you, can I? So the guy at the beginning was actually Ada stopping by. I know I was expecting a plot twist, but I did not see that part coming. The detective runs too strong in the blood. Detective Wakaido. Yeah? The case is closed. love it. So I loved the twist to that, and I am so thankful I got to play through that. So that was only case file number 1. There is actually more to this game. That was the execution of Linchpin. If you guys are interested in seeing more of this series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be doing more of it, and I am super stoked to get on that because I just love everything about the style of this game. And again, thank you so much to the devs for selecting me to make content for it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bye!